Hey traders, Brian here with A Plus Setups. I wanted to go back over today's trading with the primary signals that I look for, the John Wick and the Jiggle. Today is Friday, March 14th, 2025. Let's get right into it. Today was an absolute clinic with the two setups that I focus on. This is the backbone of my trading, is the John Wicks and the Jiggles. Everything I do, every model I create, everything I strive for is to isolate these setups better and better. So what I have on the left here is I've got two charts. Both are Ninzarenko 36.6 bar charts for the NASDAQ futures. The John Wick and the Jiggle is the only thing I'm going to talk about. Over here, when I start talking about a setup, I'll call out bullish John Wick, and I'm going to move quickly through this. You'll have the luxury of stopping the video and reviewing. What I ask you to do is just look at the relationship of when I call bullish John Wick, and look at it on the right-hand side right here, how it forms. What I'm looking at here on the left-hand side. So what we have on the left-hand side, let me go through the chart setups, is this is my 108 period EMA and a 34 or a 36 EMA. It doesn't really matter which one you use. They're both so close, it doesn't matter. So the John Wick trade, I'm looking for it to close a distance on either side of the 108 EMA and then get a wick below and then a push back up. It's opposite on the bearish trades. I've got plenty of literature in the Discord room that talks about what a John Wick is. So I'm not going to beat that horse any more than I already have. And then a Jiggle is just a 3 to 5 bar pullback. Typically, could go a little deeper than that. The ones I'm focused on are the ones that coincide. It's typically the first cross of the 34 EMA above the 108, and then price bars come in and the EMA catches it, and then we just take the trade up to the other side. Opposite for the bearish trades. So that's it, the John Wick and the Jiggle. So I'm going to go through these quick, call them out. You can stop and just take a look at the relationships. That's all I'll ask you to do. And everybody watching these videos is smart. You know what you're looking at. So the chart on the right is my channel template. So you'll notice most of the times the strong signals, the center line is green when the EMA catches it over here, first pullback. It doesn't happen like that all the time. There can be deeper pullbacks where the bars on the right hand side turn red. Okay, let's get right into it. Okay, first one, bullish John Wick, beautiful move up. Second one, bullish Jiggle. Bearish Jiggle. This was a really nice trade, but the EMA was on the other side of it right there. I mean, you could have taken this trade on this template here just because it fits the criteria, but I'm trying to wait until I get everything lined up. This was almost a nice John Wick. I needed one more close. There's some channels that aren't on this right here, but I'm looking for this to close down here and then this bar wick up. So it didn't quite meet the criteria there. All right, go back. Not a big trade here, but you could have probably at least broken even on it. So bullish John Wick. This one didn't quite go down far enough to get the 108 EMA Jiggle, John Wick. But here we have a bullish Jiggle. I'm only interested in the first ones. I'm not interested in the second ones. But you can see they're working out pretty good right there. bearish John Wick, nice trade. Bearish Jiggle. You can see we were taking these trades right here. We had this trade added, put some on here. We waited through the pullback. There was a reason we failed at a key level, so I added on the pull on the continuation move here, and covered 1 out of the 3, covered 2 out of the 3, and covered the third one right there. So it was a really nice trade. Again, this did not meet the criteria on the left chart, but on the right hand chart it was the first jiggle in the channel. You could actually take that, but again, I'm looking for full blown confluence. Here was a bullish John Wick, nice trade up. Here we go with a bullish jiggle, nice trade. You know, we're scalpers, or predominantly scalpers here. Oh, I skipped this. Even before this one hit, I was talking in the Discord room, and I said these John Wicks around the 108 are the only trade setups where there is a higher probability that you're going to get a streaky move off of them. And I know Sooner had said that, and look at this move right here. It just went through the roof. Just an absolute great setup right there. I even mentioned here, I said, I don't like taking these, but it's a valid setup. And, you know, it worked out for a scalper. You would have made money on that. Okay, now you're going to see a lot of trades where I turned the auto bot on. Disregard the trades over here. In fact, let me turn those off. Auto bot that we put in play today worked really well. All right, again, another bullish John Wick, and look at that move. Absolutely insane. Here is one that went deep on the right-hand side of the chart, and you can see it actually fell out. I circled that because I wanted to draw attention to this. What I'm looking for when I say I want the EMA to catch the price, I don't want, in the bullish pullback, these are steps. The upper portions of these Ninja bars. I don't want that step to go below the EMA. This one did by 1 bar. Ratcheted up. Now this is, if I was still trading, I didn't trade these because I got finished early this morning. But if I was trading and I got the John Wick back down, I would have put a buy stop in above that, recognizing that possible that we're going to get at least 5 points out of that right there. Okay, here we had a wick that didn't go very far. You could have probably, depending on how you trade, had a full loss on this one. That's what we'll call it. But then we turn right back around, get a bullish one. Whereas scalpers, you know, you could have definitely easily gotten 5 points, 5 to 10 on that right there. Let's see. I get in on my entry chart 74. Nice. There were 15 points off of that right there. So you could have gotten between 5 and 10 depending on how you traded. Here was another bearish John Wick. For a scalper, you would have made money on that if you're shooting for your 5 points. And here we had one just tagged the EMA, and you can see over here that worked out really well. All right, here's the first. I'm glad this came up right here because I want to explain something. When I say first pullback, it's either the first pullback during when the 34 crosses the 108 first time, or if we're an extended, like we are here, a down move. The 34 never goes back above the 108, but I get a change in character right here when the bars paint blue. So when they do that, I'm looking, if it's going to be a continuation, I treat this as, this move here is a new move underneath the 108, we come back up, we catch it, and we go back down again. Beautiful trade there, just textbook. And here we go back in here for the John Wicks on the 108. Just bam, just right up. Here you have one to the downside. Again, depending on how you trade, you could probably say you would have had a full loss on that one. But this would have been a beaut here, 10 to 15 points easy, depending on how you trade. All right, why did I not color this one? This is a valid trade. I just didn't put a circle on it. So, but that's a valid B4 jiggle, or a valid jiggle right there. Here we have another John Wick with a really good trade. You would not have taken this trade because you had 2 steps. This was complicated, and I'm glad this showed up here. Okay, so a change of character turned blue, but the 34 is still below the 108. So I treat this as a new down leg. So now we're coming up, we're waiting to try to get a short entry, but we get 1 step out, we get 2 steps out above the EMA, and it's no dice for me at that stage. Here we have, I didn't color this one. This is another John Wick that would have worked out really well. At least 10 to 12 points available there, but we do have a jiggle right here that would have worked. I got my stop above this swing high right here, so that one would have been a nail biter, but it would have worked. This John Wick did not go. I need more closes above the 108. That right there, if this next bar would have been the John Wick, I would have taken that. But I mean, look how close it was, just off 1 bar and just straight up. It's like I say, these things have a high probability of just moving. When the market is extending, yeah, these are some of my favorite setups. Jiggle up, nice move. Okay, here we have a reset. 34 is still above the 108, but we have a change of character. We get some red. We continue up, we catch it, and a new jiggle. So there you go. Jiggle, down. Jiggle, up. Okay, there you have it. I just wanted to cover the 2 things that I'm just absolutely laser focused on. I don't need to be looking at any other type of setup. These work. They always have. I've got years of data, hand-collected data, that tells me that they work. They continue to work. And there's no need for me to look for anything else. There is always a reason to try to look to take these setups and put some other type of contextual reference around them. And that's where the search is. So you can take that aspect and drop over top of this framework to have a very good trading methodology. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful to review today's trading setups for the John Wick and the Jiggle. And in summary, it was an absolute clinic for both of those setups today. Couldn't be any better than that. So you just had ample opportunity. Even if you made mistakes and got behind the ball, 8-ball 3 times in a row, you had ample trading opportunities to get back to the green if you're just focused on those setups. Anyway, hope everybody has good luck in their trading, and we will chat later.